Hey, and first of all, sorry for my voice. It's a little bit nasal because I have some kind of a summer flu or allergia or some kind of a hybrid solution of those. And actually, that brings me to last Thursday because then I was feeling quite bad. And I was thinking about taking the day like resting, sleeping long, and just relaxing for a while because these last 2 months have been also quite turbulent. But as we know, things don't always go as planned. So in the morning, I woke up to a terrible noise and banging and ringing on our front door. Then my wife went to open the door and came to collect me straight from the bed, saying that, Lauri, there's a police here. And I was like, okay. So that's that about the relaxing resting day. So I just grabbed my bathrobe on and went to the hall. And oh yes, there were two gentlemen from the Helsinki police looking very official and strict, wearing their best bulletproof vests and telling me that we have a search warrant for your apartment. And at that point, I was a little bit like, okay, well, this is quite dramatic and cinematic. And then, yeah, they showed me the paper, and okay, they had order to come and confiscate my laptop and my phone, which true belong to Nordic Nano. But what's funny here is that I have already told, or I had already told Nordic Nano at this situation when they fired me illegally that I'm definitely not returning you these machines because they are going to the police. And when I did my report, the criminal report to the police, I also told to the police that I will be delivering those to them. But now, it appeared that the Nordic Nano had filed their own report to the police and asking or demanding them to come and get the laptop and the phone. So here we were. And of course, I handed them over to them because they were going to them anyhow. So this actually just speeds up the process that now they will have to start investigating the Donut Lab case also there in the police. Visit from the police was again just another way for Nordic Nano in which they tried to intimidate and silence me. Also there in the employment termination meeting, it was emphasized to me that Lauri, remember not to reveal any trade secrets. And also on the first day of the Solid State of Truth first video coming out, I got a conditional fine order, uhkasakkovaatimus in Finnish, of 30,000 euros from the district court of Helsinki. And this was granted because Nordic Nano made a cash deposit of 50,000 euros to the state of Finland. The district court did not know anything about this case. They only got the deposit and bang, Nordic Nano got the order they needed. So cash in, order out. I did not know that the Finnish justice system can work also like this. They are ready to put vast amounts of money, time and effort to put me under this pressure that would shut me up. If they really had the battery that they have announced, why not put that effort on revealing that and telling that here it is, with all those features that have been told? In that case, I would look very stupid and I would publicly apologize. Why are they doing this? Because they are panicking. They are not afraid that I would reveal trade secrets. They are afraid of me saying one thing, which is that the battery does not exist. There it was. Let's go back a few months. In Las Vegas, CES, in January, when the big launch was happening, I was like super excited that yes, we are really going to do something that's going to change the world. But then, as the spring started to go forward, there were red flags. There had been some red flags before, but then there was starting to be more of those, and more, and more. And then when I could not anymore see through those red flags, I had to do something. When I understood that the main features of the battery, the 400 watt-hours per kilogram and the 100,000 charge cycles, were not even tested, and that they could not even exist in the same battery, I felt quite overwhelmed. I felt embarrassed and I felt stupid. Because I felt that I should have understood this, even if I'm not a battery expert. I'm not a stupid person, so I should have understood this. Now that I have taken some distance, I can see clearly. I can see also those red flags that were there earlier, but which I just did not want to see. We can talk about a thing called the sunken cost fallacy here, meaning that when you have invested lots of time, money, effort, anything, your personal reputation into something, you want to stick to the story because you don't want this not to be true. And that's how the human mind works. It tries to save you from those things that are just too scary to see. That feeling, the feeling of being fooled, that's one of the hardest things to live with. You start questioning your own intelligence, your own decisions, thinking that I should have known better. Why am I in this situation? And that's a hard place to be. And then, given also this pressure from the outside, does not make it any easier. So the last 2 months have been quite a turmoil, and it's a hard place to sit here speaking these things up, because I didn't want to do this, what I had to do. I like my job. I like my colleagues. I think they even like me. Probably not anymore. But this is just what had to be done. Because when you see things, you cannot unsee them anymore. People have been asking me, why do I do this? What's the end game? What do I benefit from this? What is my agenda? Well, I haven't got any very many good things about this. I have been illegally fired. I'm continuously intimidated. I face continuous threats. I got legal, financial pressure all the time. So my only agenda is to tell the truth. I filed my criminal report almost 2 months ago. And nothing had happened until last Thursday, when the police came confiscating my laptop and phone. And I'm glad they did, because this is now speeding up the process. They finally have to start doing something. And now the amount of evidence that I have delivered them, it will take probably them months to go through that. The official processes of authorities, they take months, maybe even years. And all the time, if I would have left it only there, Donut Lab would have been raising money from small investors. So, in my opinion, that has to stop. And coming out in public with what I'm telling now, so that's the agenda of why I'm speaking publicly about these things. I have also been asked, why do I do this? like this? So like more than one episode. Why not just tell everything once? Well, the first reason is that I'm still processing things, and this helps me to process things inside my head and kind of then analytically bring them out. The other reason is that the story evolves. Since the first episode, I have been contacted by dozens of people from different companies telling their own stories, giving me valuable information. So those come also part of this whole story. These are just two of the questions I have been asked. There are many more questions that I have been facing already and that I just haven't had time to answer. And that's one of the reasons I've decided to have later this week a live questions and answers. I will be answering those questions that have been sent to me already, but you can also participate and ask your own questions live. So please subscribe so you'll be the first ones to know when this is going to happen. Thank you for watching. Spread the word. Send me questions if you have any. And if you have time, please participate in the Q&A later this week. And I decided that it can be done like in 2 languages. You can send me the questions in Finnish or in English, and then we can quite fluently discuss on both languages, and then the subtitles will be in the other language. And next week, the episode's going to be about corporate culture.